And yeah, so Obi-Wan, hopefully you're still around. Thank you for the kind words. Sorry I didn't get back to earlier, but it is awesome to hear that you're happy with these figures. We've worked very hard on them. I think I speak for everyone here when we say that we've poured our heart and soul into these figures, and it means a lot to know that you're happy with them. And yeah, so I guess while we wait for YouTube to come back around, we'll just go over the details for the 6-scale one more time. This is the INART Bruce Lee yellow jumpsuit 6-scale collectible figure. It features a platinum silicone body with a metal frame underneath. It has stands at 10.9 inches tall. That's 27 centimeters. Without the base, with the base, it stands at 11.7 inches, which is 29.6 in centimeters. So 可以拍这个小 baby 的那个吗？黄色对。So we'll this figure the 6-scale one comes with the bamboo whip nunchakus and the bag for the nunchakus, as well as a wide array of hands. But yeah, that kind of wraps up our look at the 6-scale one. We'll come back around one more time later down the line. For now, we're going to take a look at the 1/12 yellow jumpsuit figure and go over everything you need to know about him. So he features a full fabric jumpsuit, a yellow jumpsuit. He's got all the he's got the stripes. He's got all of that iconic detail to his appearance, and of course he is holding that particular one, I believe. He's holding the nunchaku, and then we've also got one that is holding the bamboo whip as well. So that's something that we really wanted to give you guys more options. The kung fu outfit as the bow staff and the black nunchakus. So in that sense, you can always mix and match freely if you want. If you want to have Bruce do some adventures that maybe we haven't seen before, that's another thing that you can kind of experiment with. And of course, the yellow jumpsuit and the kung fu outfit, both of these are scheduled for release in Q4 of 2026. So that's not too far off from now. And they are both currently available for pre-order on our website, global.inart.studio. So if you are interested in finding more information on these figures, you can check out the link. Check out our site. We've got it linked in the description. We've got it linked in our bio. So that's definitely something that you'll want to keep in mind. And check out all of the incredible shots that our photography team has taken for these figures, and as well as the very clear shots of all the accessories, although we'll also showcase it on stream as well. And yeah, so I think we are back on YouTube. Hopefully you guys can hear us, and let me know if the audio is really back, or if it's still cutting out, or I mean, if you can't, if you can't hear me, then there's no point in saying it, I suppose. But hopefully we are back on the stream on both sides, and in just a little bit I'll reiterate what I just went over, just to make sure everyone's kind of heard all of the details. But yeah, we'll just hold off a little bit, see if YouTube chat, hopefully you can hear us, and we'll get right back to it in just a little bit. All right, audio is back, perfect. So Corey, for this particular one, it's because we had tried a version with that. It didn't quite look right with the fabric jumpsuit on, so we've elected to do one without it. Once again, the figure is not meant to be displayed without the jumpsuit on the upper body. It's just something that we did so that we could kind of showcase some of the detail and the design work behind this newly developed silicone body. And once again, because of how certain proportions kind of translate from a underbody to the clothed body in 6-scale, it may not necessarily be at first glance, you may seem a little bit exaggerated, but that's what needs to be done sometimes in scaled down figures, just so that you can match that physique once everything is suited up. And once again, for the price, it does include shipping, it includes tax and duties, all of that stuff. So it's just going to be a one-off payment. Now there's a bit of a little sticker shock, and of course we're always keeping an eye on the feedback in terms of our pricing, and we'll continue to improve where we can on that to make sure we're trying to we get to meet you guys at a place where you feel is reasonable. And yeah, so 可以小比例的黄衣。So we're gonna go back to the 1/12 yellow jumpsuit because we have spent a fair bit of time on the 6-scale one. So this one stands at 6.1 inches. The figure by itself is 15.5 centimeters with the base, 16.3 centimeters, 6.4 inches, and he's got the bamboo whip. Or depending on where you're looking at, one of them's got the bamboo whip, one of them's got the nunchaku. Of course, he comes with both of those accessories, as well as a whole bunch of interchangeable hands, and each of these 1/12 Bruce Lees comes with an interchangeable portrait, and in total you'll have 4 portraits across 2 figures that you can interchange across both of these figures. You have your standard, you have one that's standard but looking off to the side, you've got an expressive one and also an angry one, so the possibilities for these are pretty limitless in terms of what you can potentially do with them. So yeah, as a collector myself, I would strongly recommend getting both of these just so that you can kind of expand the display possibilities and potential with these figures. Once again, so we've done a lot of fabric elements for these figures. We've got a removable top for the Kung Fu outfit one as well, but for the yellow jumpsuit, it isn't removable, so we want to let you know directly in advance as well. So when I previously said that the 6-scale one had a stitched back, I was kind of operating off of the assumption that because I was aware that the 1/12 has a fully stitched up shirt, so you cannot take it off, you cannot show the upper body like the 6-scale one, so that's something you want to keep in mind. Of course, if you're an aspiring customizer, you could always give it a try, but we wouldn't recommend it. And yeah, so for potentially seeing other licenses in 1/12, it's always cool. It's always a possibility, but it also depends on whether or not our partners allow it. There's always a bit of kind of paperwork that we got to go through, but it'd be really cool, I think, to see us kind of introduce some more of the stuff that we've kind of shown offered in other lines in the 1/12 line. So that's something that on a personal note I would really love to see. And once again, blue, it's because it's because if we had included those, it would look weird with the jumpsuit on. So that's something that we had to kind of do it for the greater good of the figure and overall in general. So for the 6-scale one, we have some additional updates before we go back to the 1/12 one. We will continue to improve the tailoring on the jumpsuit for the 6-scale one. For the seam line, for the tightness on the body, we'll loosen it up a little bit so that it doesn't, the muscles don't show that obviously, because I think that's something that we have heard about in terms of feedback. Reese, are you referring to the 1/12 or the 1/6 Wonder Woman? I'm not sure which one you're referring to here. But yeah, so the 1/12 one does feature a lot of the same accessories, and of course we've got the bracelet on his hand, and we'll bring over the tray in just a little bit just to showcase those accessories one more time for both these figures, both the Kung Fu outfit and the yellow jumpsuit. So we're going to start with the yellow jumpsuit. Hopefully you can see it. So we've got all of those interchangeable hands here. Hopefully you guys on TikTok can see. You've got the interchangeable hands, you've got the nunchaku with a wire in it, and then of course you've got the interchangeable portrait. So that's, and of course you've got the bamboo whip here as well. YouTube 那边都看一下吧，赔钱。So once again, you can see you've got the nunchaku with the wire, you got the bamboo whip, you got the interchangeable hands, as well as the interchangeable head sculpt. And let's actually, since we're in accessories, while we're transitioning to the Kung Fu outfit one, let's do the Kung Fu outfit accessory tray once again. So As you can see, we got the dual nunchakus with metal chains. We have the bow staff on the side, and of course you've got the interchangeable hands as well as the interchangeable portrait. So that's a lot of accessories. You're gonna have a lot of fun posing up these figures, and there's just a limitless potential. I think this may be one of the most amount of hands that we've included, though I could be wrong. But yeah, so that kind of possibilities and posability, you know, that's something that I think you guys have come to expect from INART, and hopefully we've delivered on it. And so we are still in August. We are shooting actually some of the footage for the unboxing as we speak, so it's not too far off. You'll want to keep your eyes on our pages. We'll have, you know, once we have something concrete to share, and we'll post it there. So I wouldn't be worried about it. It's coming along very, very nicely. And yeah, so for the hands, I think there are some common ones, but there may also be some different ones, but they are all interchangeable across the figures, because I know there are some for specific accessories in the among the 1/12 hands. So yeah. But yeah, it would be always cool to see kind of more movie stars and all that. But going over to the Kung Fu outfit, now that we've kind of wrapped our look at the 1/12 yellow jumpsuit, the Kung Fu outfit also features soft goods. It's got a wired belt. I think that's something that I haven't really brought up enough. I'm sorry about that, but it's got a wired belt, and that's something that's really cool. And of course, it's got the fabric pants, it's got the fabric top. And yeah, so it's another kind of soft goods take with the yellow jumpsuit. Obviously, it's kind of a form-fitting one. With the Kung Fu outfit, it's kind of a more loose-fitting one. And you know, so if you got a preference for one type of soft goods or the other, you can definitely take a look at both of these figures. You know, there's just a bit of something for everyone, and yeah, you can definitely, you know, you can take a look at them and see which one you feel is kind of the best fit for you. But yeah, I believe going back to the hands, I believe some of these are shared, but there should be bow staff specific hands and bamboo whip specific hands, or at least there's a bamboo whip specific right hand, I believe, for the yellow jumpsuit one. But there should be a few shared hands as well. And yeah, so if you're curious about the Batman, not too long before you'll see him on one of these streams, I believe. Certainly, there are Batman-related days coming up. Would be cool if we saw him then. If not, a little bit before or a little bit after. He is definitely on the mind when it comes to, you know, 1/12 line. He's not, you know, he is coming up fairly soon. For Lord of the Rings, we don't have any plans at the moment. We do believe that the best fit for Lord of the Rings is that 6 scale line. So yeah, for now, no plans for that in the 1/12, but certainly things could change in the future. But for now, we're very happy with you know, how we've been building up the Fellowship in 6 scale. And although our next figure, I believe, is not part of the Fellowship, we're still building out that you know, Middle Earth. And you know, that very high quality 6 scale form, and we'll continue to do so. It's definitely a line that we're committed to continuing to explore and develop. Okay, so for the Kung Fu outfit, we'll also showcase the articulation in just a little bit. For now, you can see he's got his bow staff on there, and of course, you can see kind of more of the joints on the figure. And hold on, YouTube 那边都功夫重装。So you can see a lot more of the joints there. You've got the bicep swivel, you've got the double jointed arms, and of course you've got the hinge swivel on the wrists. So you've got a, you know, better look at the articulation. And of course you've got the butterfly joints, you've got the separate head, neck, so that you can get all that character into those poses that you've come to know and love, because Bruce obviously very expressive person. And we wanted to make sure you could really strike those authentically Bruce Lee kind of poses and really get his characters nailed down. I would say, let's see, for Bale, we don't have anything to share at the moment. I would say maybe tune in at Wonder Festival. Maybe he'll show up there. I know he's still in active development, but yeah, at the moment, aside from that, I don't have anything specific to share on him. For General Zod, I think there have been, we've talked about him potentially in the 1/12 line. I can't speak for the 6-scale line, but certainly I think if the Man of Steel Superman, I believe, if that sold really well, there's always a possibility for Zod to come in on the 6-scale line as well. So yeah. For the main part of the staircase is kind of meant as a kind of a companion piece to the base. It's kind of I would say a little more economical in terms of spacing for the diorama pieces. We are working on some bigger diorama pieces. We're TBD on how we will be offering them, but we are aware of folks want to see kind of crazier bases, but at the same time we've got people who don't have a lot of space for the bases. So in that sense, we just wanted to make sure everyone has something that is right for them and kind of fits their collecting needs. And yeah, so for Walking Dead, nothing to share on. I am potentially joining it in the 1/12 line at the moment, but it would be cool to see. And for Wonder Woman, like I said previously, we're already shooting the unboxing for that. As far as I'm aware, there are no plans for a delay. It's coming along very nicely, and it should start shipping out fairly soon. And yeah, so no plans at the moment for zombies, though it would be cool. And I think in general, for kind of gory and really bloody things, there are certain restrictions in terms of like different regions. So I know we did offer Pennywise, and we showed another Pennywise in the 6-scale line. But there's always like one restriction or another when it comes to those in certain markets. So that could be a factor in us, electing not to do walkers at the moment. So that's something we just wanted to communicate with you, let you know that sometimes there are other factors coming around that kind of restrict what we can do. And yeah, I think more Snyderverse stuff would be really cool. I think Aquaman on the Chinese stream, we talked a little bit about it, but I don't have anything to share at the moment. Regarding Aquaman, unfortunately Lobo as well, I don't have anything to share. He looks really cool. I did get, I actually haven't seen it in person, but Lobo also looks really cool. Hopefully he'll go up for pre-order fairly soon, but I don't have anything to share regarding him at the moment. So in just a second, we'll go over the articulation for the Kung Fu outfit and showcase once again all of the wonderful joints and details and sculpt work that they've squeezed into this little figure, because yeah, he's just got a lot of articulation, and he's going to be able to strike any pose that you want for him in 1/12 scale basically. And so Chuck, if you're talking about the Bruce Lee figures, they are currently available for pre-order right now. The 1/12 ones are scheduled to ship out in Q4 of 2026. The 6-scale one is scheduled to ship out in Q1 of 2027. So both of these are not too far off. And I think going forward for the in the near future, we'll continue to try and speed up those release times so you guys don't have to wait that long. We know certain companies, there's like a whole year of a wait time between pre-order and release. We're going to try our best to make it so that we announce something and then it just releases and you get your hands on it. All right, so going into the articulation for the Bruce Lee using the Kung Fu body, we've got he can look he can look up, of course. He can look down. He can look side to side, no problem. And of course, with the way we've got the separate head and neck from the body, he can do a lot of wonderful tilting. So just so that you can really lean into the personality of the character. We've got butterfly joints. So you've got your standard kind of back and forth movement. And of course, you can bring his arm out all the way. You've got your bicep swivel. You've got the double jointed elbow, and that can bend all the way. As you can see, you got your swivel hinge swivel on the wrist, and you can readjust that in whatever direction you want. For the torso itself, he can crunch forward very far. He can, of course, crunch back very far as well. He can rotate side to side, both on the upper swivel and the lower one. And of course, he's got that wonderful tilt that gives him even more dynamicness in his poses. For the legs, he can kick out all the way forward. He can kick to the side. And I think we had some people asking about this. He can basically almost do the splits. So that's something that's really cool. I believe we might even improve this a little bit for the final release, so he can actually do a full split. And then he's got the swivel at the thigh, a double jointed knee. Oh, there we go. I didn't get it all the way, but he's got a ball joint at the kind of lower leg area, kind of like the Batman Who Laughs. So for folks who have that figure, you'll kind of know what to expect from here. So you can get kind of forward, back, side to side movement here, and of course a little bit of tilt as well. Double ball peg at the ankle, goes back, goes forward, side to side, tilt, and of course you got the toe joint, last but not least. So yeah, that's kind of the articulation for the Kung Fu outfit figure. Once again, these are highly articulated. Both bodies, both the 6 scale one and the 1/12 one, are newly developed for Bruce Lee. You know, we really wanted to have something that represents his character and represents it well. So in that sense, we've developed all of this new stuff just for him, so that he can hit all the poses that you've come to know from all of his fights across the years. And yeah, so hopefully that kind of shows all the articulation for those who may be on the fence about the posability of these figures. Don't worry about it. Yeah, he is highly articulated, and he definitely hit all of those martial arts poses. And so once again, these 3 figures all currently available for pre-order. And for the 6 scale one, it is scheduled to ship in Q1 of 2027. The 1/12 one's scheduled for Q4 of this very year. The upper torso, let me just check. No, I think for the most part, it's mostly the same type of plastic across the body. But it isn't fragile. It's pretty sturdy, so I wouldn't worry about it. And you know, the way they've kind of done the cuts of the articulation, it's not going to hinder any of the joints. And you're definitely going to be able to get that full range of motion that, you know, I know some people are definitely articulation nuts, and they want to, you know, get all of those great poses, and you're definitely going to be able to do it with this figure. So in just a moment, we're going to take us back to the 6 scale Bruce Lee. We're going to bring the hands out this time so that you guys can see all the accessories laid out, because I know we've shown the 1/12 accessories a few times, but we haven't really shown the hands today on the on stream for the 6 scale one. And I know definitely some of you guys will want to see it, because you know, there's a lot of wonderful detail in terms of the skin texture, in terms of the sculpted detail, the veins and everything. You're going to be able to see all that in just a moment. So stay tuned as we head back to the 6 scale Bruce Lee yellow jumpsuit 6 scale collectible figure. All right, so let's get these hands out here for the 6 scale one. 说出来. All right, so let's get all of this stuff onto the turntable, and then we will showcase all the hands. And of course, you'll be able to see some of these on the turntable for the first time, I think, since we've got the fists on the figure instead this time. So let's see. There you go. Hopefully you can see all of it. Of course, you've got the you've got the bamboo whip and the nunchaku. So we'll bring those up here as well as the bag for the nunchakus. So we'll bring that here. We'll bring that here, and so yeah, here you go. Here's a quick look at all of the hands for the 6 scale one. So for these, we've got a few pairs of hands. We've got the fists on Bruce himself. Of course, we've got the relaxed hands. We've got open palm hands. We've got hands for the staff and the nunchaku, as well as different gestures while he's holding those. So in that sense, even with him gripping certain accessories, you can still change things up and give him a little bit more personality, and depending on the pose, because Bruce, obviously, he kind of does so much with his hands. It's such a big part of his character and his personality. We definitely, we had to make sure that we got it right, and we built all of these hands, just specifically for him, so that you were able to make it so that you've got an authentic Bruce Lee collectible in your collection. With the bamboo whip, of course, you can see it's very cleanly painted. It is, based off of a lot of reference that we looked at for both that and the nunchakus. The nunchakus with the wire, of course, because the wire helps, get you and allow you to strike, even more dynamic poses. You can have him kind of whipping the nunchaku about, and the wire will hold up the weight of the nunchaku. It's very dynamic, very posable, very sturdy. Of course, you've got the bag for the nunchakus as well. So that's another cool thing that, an additional accessory that is exclusive to the 6 scale version. We're not offering this on the 1/12, so that's something to keep in mind. The bag for the nunchakus, and of course, in general, you can see for the base, for the staircase, it is actual wood here. So once again, that's something special that we've done specifically for Bruce. You can see, you can see that kind of wood grain texture. It's not that we've recreated that in plastic form. It is literally wood, and so it's got a wonderful, wonderful, authentic feel to it. And it's going to have a very unique presence, especially since for the nameplate as well, we've got the Chinese characters for his name. I know some people have been a little bit confused as to what this is, and so that is his name in Chinese, and I believe it was provided. The design for the characters, I believe, came from his estate. I could be wrong, but that is, I believe that's what I've been told. So that's another cool detail for this particular figure. And so once again, it definitely would have been cool. I know the shoes are something that we've had some comments about. That's one of those things. It's the realities of licensing that kind of prevent us from doing certain things. If you are curious, we've kind of done 2 different approaches for the shoes across the 2 scales. So I'm curious as to which one you kind of prefer. I think one of them has one, a change in the stripe, and the other one has one less stripe or something along the lines of that. But yeah, the shoes, one of those things that unfortunately we can't really change. Our hands are kind of tied for that, so sorry for that. We know it is frustrating to some, but in this particular instance, we weren't able to get the licensing for the shoes. So that's something that is unfortunate, but it is the reality of it. So I would love to, but I think at the moment it's so fragile. I really just want to kind of leave it as is. I don't want to move it that much. But I will say that looking from behind still has that same kind of really, really good musculature. From the front, it's got the same kind of muscle detail on the back as well. 其实你觉得可不可以装一下后面? Okay. Oh well. Okay. So I can actually turn around. So here you have a quick look at the back, actually, per request. So here you go. 再转 okay. So there you go. You got a look at the back muscles. So once again, newly developed body. There you go. hopefully that kind of answers your question, or satisfies your curiosity on the and the muscle detailing on the back as well. And yes, this is the 6 scale Bruce Lee. It's got a platinum silicone body, so it is almost completely seamless. I know you guys can see some seam lines on the side. We will get those sorted out for the final release. We'll have, so that's kind of an excess material. We'll have them shaved off at the factory, so in hand it will be a lot less noticeable on the final figure than it currently is at the moment. So don't worry about it. And yes, so there is a zipper. There is a zipper on the back, though we do not recommend taking off the suit, because there is always a chance that once you take off the suit, you can't put it back on, and you know, that would be, I mean, if you are set on displaying your Bruce Lee shirtless, I suppose you could go for it, but we don't, on the record, we don't recommend it. So yeah, that's something. Okay. 这边. Okay. So yeah, so that's something we don't recommend. Don't take off the suit. This is just kind of a main, for you guys to take a look at the body in more detail and kind of see, because obviously yesterday we had it underneath the suit. So some folks wanted to get to see the body a little bit more, just to see, I suppose, the sculpted detail, and we're doing this so that you guys can see it. It is not something that we would recommend you do when you get your own figure, but of course, if you are very brave and you don't mind the possibility of not being able to slip the outfit back on, you could attempt it. And yeah, so this is releasing, or scheduled to release in Q1 of 2027. It is currently available for pre-order. If you are interested in this figure, if you want to find out more information, we've got our website linked in our bio. It's should be linked in some descriptions as well, so you can definitely check that out for more details on this particular figure, as well as the other two 1/12 scale Bruce Lee figures also. You can find out more details. You can check out some of the really, really cool poses that our photographers have taken pictures of Bruce Lee in. He can definitely strike a lot of wonderful poses for the, all of your martial arts fighting needs. And yeah, so be sure to check it out, because at the moment for the 6 scale one, I can show you the accessories, but I can't show you the articulation, just because it is pretty fragile, and yeah, I don't want to break it. I would get into so much trouble if I broke a 1/1 prototype. I think I'm not going to risk it, but definitely rest assured, you have my word. This is very posable, very articulated. Even with the silicone, he is going to get all of those Bruce Lee poses that you know and love. And yeah, Reese definitely, what's better than one Bruce Lee? Yesterday when I started the stream, I said, what's better than one Bruce Lee? Not 2 Bruce Lees, but 3 Bruce Lees, and maybe you could get 4 Bruce Lees. You have one of each of the 1/12, and then you have 2 of the 6 scale. So, there you have it. More display possibilities. More Bruce Lee. I mean, the more the merrier, right? Blue for Bruce Lee, I think so. I believe it is something that we want to continue to do, but at the moment, I don't have anything particularly concrete to share in terms of whether or not we're going to do another outfit or which scale it's in. All I can say is that that is something that we are actively exploring the ways to do even more Bruce Lee. Can you take the back of the head? So this is, I believe this is one of those necklace sculpts. So you literally just stick, so you access it from the cavity underneath the, underneath the head. It is not magnetic. I'll just get out there and kind of get ahead of that. I know some folks have had some tolerance issues with the magnetic eye, so we're trying to make sure that we can get that down to a T before we come back around to that. So at the moment, this is just kind of standard articulated eyes. So yeah, it's you stick your hand or a tool in there, and then you can manually adjust it. So that's as far as I know. Certainly magnetic eyes, I think, would be cool to see a return for that. But at the moment, for this particular figure, it should be just your standard articulated eye. So hopefully that kind of answers your question. Once again, both heads feature articulated eyes. so you don't have to worry, you know, whether or not you want the calm head sculpt or the expressive head sculpt. You're going to be able to still really point his eyes in every direction you want, so that, you know, you can make sure he's looking at whoever he's fighting, or maybe he's just, you know, got like a cool martial arts pose and kind of staring off into the distance. So yeah, hopefully that answers that. Once again, as is for all things, we are keeping our eyes on the feedback that you guys have to share on social media, on different pages and forums and whatnot. So you know, we'll continue to pay attention to that, and we'll relay it to the team and see what we can do to continue to take our figures to the next level. So I think for the 6-scale one, we've taken quite a look at it for a little while now. We'll come back to the 1/12 one, and we'll be bringing those back on the camera in a little bit. If you guys have any questions, keep on asking them. We'll pay attention to the chat, and we'll bring, you know, we'll answer them as they come in. And yeah, so we are about to go back to the 1/12 stuff, and we'll take a look at the Kung Fu outfit and the yellow jumpsuit 1/12 figures in just a little bit as we bring them back on board. So yeah, so once again, the 1/12 INART Action Bruce Lee's come in the Kung Fu outfit and the yellow jumpsuit variety. Yellow jumpsuit, of course, we just saw in 1/6 scale. Now these, the yellow jumpsuit in particular, it is fully stitched from the back, so you cannot take off the suit. I mean, if you did want to take off the suit, you would have to cut the stitches, and I personally would advise against that. I myself not a very proficient stitcher. If you're really brave, you could attempt it, but it is not meant to be removable. So do not, you know, if you wanted to display him kind of like the 6-scale one, know that it's not intended to be displayed like that out of the box. So keep that in mind before you decide whether or not to get this. And yeah, some black shades. Black shades would be cool to see on Bruce. Sorry about that. Got a little cold there. But at the moment, this we just went over the accessories for the 6-scale one. We'll go over the accessories for the 1/12 ones as well. They can also come with a lot of hands. They come with the interchangeable portrait, and as well as various weapons. So when the 1/12 one is stitched on the back, the 6-scale one has a zipper. Hopefully that kind of answers the question. Dub, the 1/12 ones are scheduled to ship in Q4 of this year. So yeah, that's not too far off. Q4 starts in October, ends in December. So really, it's only a few months before, you know, these things will be scheduled to ship out. And no plans for a battle damage version at the moment, Alex. But yeah, we're still really happy with the details on these figures, and you know, I think these are still worth checking out even without the battle damage. And yeah, the parting line is something that we're well aware of. We'll continue to fine tune and work on that. For the final release, it will be a lot less visible than it is on the prototype. So keep that in mind. It will be improved for release. So for the yellow jumpsuit, for the height information, it does stand at 6.1 inches tall. That's 15.5 centimeters, 6.4 inches with the base here, with the dynamic base here, which is, I believe, 16.3 centimeters. So you're kind of more in line with your more standard, I think, 1/12 line figures. So you know, for folks who may be apprehensive because of the kind of bigger than standard Arkham figures or the Dark Knight's Metal figures, know that Bruce is kind of coming back down a little bit to a more commonly recognized scaling. So for those who are worried about it, there you have it. And of course, meaning that both of these are under the same articulated body, both the Kung Fu outfit and the yellow jumpsuit figures will stand at roughly the same height at 6.1 inches and 15.5 centimeters. So do keep that in mind when you're making your decision. I know some people did like the bigger scale. So for those people, you know, just wanted to let you know in advance that, you know, it's not necessarily, you know, making sure you got all the information. And of course, going forward, we will have all that height and dimension information on our website, linked in the description and our bios. So check those out for more information on the figures themselves, the availability, as well as release dates. We'll have all of that listed there, so you can definitely check it out and know whenever you want. The information will always be there, and in terms of materials, availability, size, all of that good stuff is going to be available on the site. So be sure to check it out. If you have any questions or things that you're curious about, you can always take a look at that, and hopefully those will answer your questions. And for the Dark Knight's Metal, no plans for that in 6 scale at the moment, although that would be cool to see. I think right now we just want to make sure we get the team done. Right now we're still a few members short for that, so we'll come back around to that before, I think let's finish up a team before we go to another one. And Dub, I totally get where you're coming from, but as I think you can see for some of the more dynamic poses, the thought process behind it is that this is a stand that is not only one for like vanilla poses, but also like dynamic poses where you have a much bigger footprint, or you've got him like squatted down or his legs extended. And as well as like bigger characters too, to be able to use that kind of same kind of base. This gives a kind of bit of more versatility, is what I've been told from the design folks. And honestly, I was a little apprehensive at the moment. But yeah, it definitely has kind of lived up to, I think, that kind of the original design intent as we go. TK 那边可不可以就是展全部都展？But yeah, so that hopefully that answers the question. We just wanted to have more versatility, have it be a good fit for. Be a good fit for not only smaller figures, but maybe figures that are a little bit bigger in stature. So Matt, this figure stands at 15.5 centimeters, so it's kind of that more traditionally 1/12 or recognized as 1/12 scale. Oh, Riot figures. If you're talking about the Riot Games figures, I don't have anything to share on that at the moment, but please, okay. So I don't have anything concrete to share at the moment. I believe they will be showing up at Wonder Festival. Maybe you'll be able to take a look at that there and maybe get a better idea of it. But at the moment, we don't have anything to share on those. I'm sure when they come around on the stream and go up for pre-order, we'll get you that height information just to make sure you do get everything. All of that information you need before you make your buying decisions. But yeah, so going back to the yellow jumpsuit, I believe we'll showcase the accessories, because I think we are kind of nearing the kind of tail end of the stream. We'll go over the accessories for both the yellow jumpsuit and then the Kung Fu outfit, talk a little bit about the Kung Fu outfit, and then we'll wrap things up just by talking about all of these figures at once. All right, so video game properties in 6 scale at the moment, I believe we're kind of more focused on the live action stuff. Obviously, we did do a fair bit of Black Myth Wukong, and that was a kind of a more photorealistic video game. But at the moment, I believe video games for now, it will be mostly in the 1/12 in the INART Action line. And yeah, so right now we've got the 3 Bruce Lee figures. We've got the yellow jumpsuit 6 scale figure, as well as the yellow jumpsuit 1/12 and Kung Fu outfit 1/12 figures. So for the accessories for the 1/12 yellow jumpsuit, so I'm going to hold up the tray again so that you can see all of it at once. Otherwise, you're not going to be. Let's see. So there you go. We've got an interchangeable portrait, and then you've got a lot of different hands for holding different accessories, like the bamboo whip. So you've got the bamboo whip here, and then you've got the wire nunchaku here. And so that can help you strike lots of different cool poses with the wire. It's going to be able to hold up its own weight, and you're definitely going to be able to get some really, really dynamic moments out of it. And of course, you've got the interchangeable hands. You've got the relaxed hands. You got the fists. You got various hands for holding the various accessories. So that's another real cool thing. And of course, you've got the your dynamic base with the support stand. So you can have him, if you want, you can have him, posing up in, mid-air, mid-kick or something. So that's something that you can definitely do with these figures. And now with the Kung Fu outfit, as we transition to the Kung Fu outfit, of course, he has a fair few shared hands. but also some specific hands for his accessories. You've got the bow staff, you've got the dual ninjakus, this time with a metal chain. So in that sense, you've got a little, some same, some different, but you can, of course, you can have them dual wield as ninjakus. You can do all sorts of fun stuff. And the great thing about the metal chains is that there is a very authentic weight to it. There's a weightiness so that it kind of drapes naturally and hangs down and really makes you feel like that's an actual like metal chain in there. So yeah. Going over to the Kung Fu outfit figure. So of course you can see soft goods as well for the Kung Fu outfit. You can see that he's got the bow staff in hand. He's got the soft goods top. That is removable as we showed just previously. Of course you've got the soft goods pants as well. So they've got a lot of flexibility to them. So even though he's got pants, his soft goods clothes on, he's still going to be unhindered in his articulation. All right, so for thank you for the kind words, Matt, our fellow Matt, and yeah, the folks behind the camera, shout out to them as well. They've poured their hearts and souls into this. We wouldn't be here without them. In spite of OBS trying its best to sabotage us, we are still standing strong, and as we go, hopefully we'll iron out all of the bugs, with the software, and continue to be able to, share more stuff with you guys. You can do more streams, showcase more upcoming figures, because there's a lot of stuff coming up, in the next few weeks. You're definitely going to be seeing, well, it may not be me, but you're going to see more streams for sure, more figures, more goodness, 6 scale, 1/12, even potentially Queen Studios later down the line. So it is, you're going to be seeing a lot more cool stuff, and honestly, I cannot wait to share it with you guys, because I've seen some of that stuff and it is nothing short of fantastic. So once again, for the Kung Fu outfit, as mentioned, he comes with the dual nunchakus as well as the bow staff there. Of course, he's got the open palm and grip hands on. He also comes with the fist, relax hands, as well as some item holding hands, and of course he does come with the dynamic base as well. So with the support stand, you're going to be able to get him in all sorts of poses. You're going to be able to have him like kicking midair as well. And yeah, so there's a lot of options for you to set up your figures with. And in just a little bit, I think we're going to do our last run of the articulation, and then once we're settled on that, we'll go over all of these figures briefly one more time, just to talk about the general features, the availability, as well as the accessories, and answer as many questions as part of the final part of the stream. So make sure, if you got some questions you want to ask, be it about these Bruce Lee collectibles or INART in general, make sure you ask them, because, as we are slowly kind of head to the end and we wind down, we might end up missing something. So do just let us know what you want us to answer, and we'll try our best to answer it. And yeah, these are fantastic pieces, must have for Bruce Lee fans, must have for action figure fans. And yeah, definitely, these are wonderful pieces. I'm pretty thrilled with them myself. I got to handle the yellow jumpsuit one for a little bit. It's just a wonderful piece, and you're going to have a lot of fun posing him up in the collection, because I think one of the great things about Bruce Lee is that he really just kind of goes with anything and everything. So you're going to have him beating up all sorts of characters from different universes, and it's still going to feel just as awesome. All right, so the articulation time. We'll showcase the articulation one last time for the 1/12 body. So once again, here we go, one last time. You can look up all the way. You can look down, bury his head in his chin. You can look side to side. There you go. Of course, he's got that wonderful head tilt that gives him that personality. And then you've got the butterfly joint here, so you could get a little bit back and forth movement. And of course, you could bring his arm up all the way to 90, no problem. You've got a bicep swivel, double jointed elbow that gets him all the way. And then you've got the swivel hinge swivel at the wrist that we have currently configured to go in and out, but of course you can have it change to whichever orientation you want. For the torso, it can crunch forward all the way. It can crunch back. It can rotate side to side on both segments. And then, of course, you have the tilt. For the legs, it can kick out this much, all the way to 90. And of course, he can kick to the side. So there you go. Can kick to the side. You have the thigh swivel just up top. A double jointed knee, so you can kick, oh, you almost kick his own butt. There you go. You bend all the way. You have a ball joint at the lower leg, so you can tilt it forward, back, left, right, and rotate. And of course, you have a double ball peg at the ankle, so it moves down, moves up, rotates side to side, does have that wonderful tilt. And of course, you've got a toe joint. So yeah, so yeah, that's kind of our last go at the articulation. Hopefully, you know, for folks who are curious or want to know more about the articulation, hopefully that answers all of your questions. If you want to see more of the poses that he can strike, definitely check out our site. You know, we've got wonderful pictures for all of these figures. The 1/12 Kung Fu outfit, the 1/12 yellow jumpsuit, the 6 scale yellow jumpsuit. We have everything. All of that is listed on the site. We have some incredible pictures of them taken by our wonderful photography team, of him just getting all sorts of martial arts poses. So if you want to see that, yeah, be sure to check us out. We've got our stuff linked in the description, linked in our bios. So yeah, definitely take a look, and there'll be more information on there as well. We've got all the accessories listed. We've got the availability stuff as well. The one important thing is that we do want to remind you that you want to check out the version that is corresponding to your region, so that you get the most up-to-date information regarding the availability, as well as other details when it comes to getting these figures, so that you can have the best experience getting these into your hands. And yeah, thank you so much for the kind words. And yeah, this has been a labor of love. You know, it's taken us a lot of effort and a lot of blood and sweat and tears to get us here. And hopefully this is just the beginning. You know, hopefully we can continue to do even more, you know, build this place up even more, and you know, get more showcases to you guys, because I think, you know, that communication we do pride ourselves on. We know that you guys want to hear from us. We want to hear from you. That's why we're doing these things, because we wouldn't be here without you guys. And of course, and that's actually partially why we changed up the time as well. We changed up the time so that, you know, you guys can tune in more easily, because certainly it is one of those cases where, you know, the original time may have been a little bit tight for some of you guys, but hopefully this is, you know, everyone's kind of enjoying their Saturday, and this time is kind of working out for everyone. We'll continue to see if, you know, for the future streams, whether or not we do it like this. Or at this specific point in time, always, you know, let us know in the comments for the streams. You know, if we're doing it at a time that you guys are like, oh my god, that's too early or that's too late, feel free to let us know as well. Obviously, time differences, you know, they are a bit of a pain in the butt, but we're trying our best to make sure everyone's happy. I would love to do more streams, but I think my voice is gonna go if I do, you know, if I do more than like two or three streams a week. I think I just, you know, it's gonna go hoarse. I know that's what happened in SDCC. You know, I was shout talking for 4 days. I came back, I couldn't say anything. But yeah, so this has been our showcase for the Bruce Lee collectibles, the triple showcase, the first ever, I believe, where we're doing not just 3 figures, but also crossing over between the different scales, or you could say crossing the streams, you know, for those, you know, who are more in tune with the pop culture references. But yeah, so I'll go over all of the details and the basics for these figures, and then, you know, we'll wrap things up here, because it has been, I think it almost has been 2 hours, and hopefully you guys are you guys have had a good time here. You guys have learned everything there is that you want to learn about these figures. And yeah, so thank you so much for the kind words, Reese. It means a lot to share that. And sarcastic Malu, I assume it's Malu. That's awesome to hear. I'm curious as to which one it is. And yeah, definitely, definitely curious as to, what that figure is, and hopefully the first of many. And for folks who do want to work with us, there is some revamping going on behind the scenes for our partnerships. I would suggest DM us. We'll give you an email, an inbox that you can reach out to us at. We always love to see and hear from you guys. And yeah, thank you for the kind words for these figures, for the stream. And yeah, I don't know where the pretty girl is. I could pass on the feedback if you want the pretty girl to come back. I'm certainly not the pretty girl. Maybe in another life I would have been, but at the moment I don't believe I'm a pretty girl. So let's just go over the Bruce Lee stuff one last time, and then we will wrap it up for this stream. So first of all, the Bruce Lee yellow jumpsuit 6-scale figure. It is currently available for pre-order, and it is scheduled to ship out in Q1 of 2027. And of course, the pre-order window is roughly 1 month, 21st of August to 21st of December. So make sure if you are interested, be aware of that pre-order window, and make sure you don't miss out on it, because obviously for the INART 1/12 stuff, it's going to be mostly more readily available. 6-scale stuff, less so. So if you are interested, make sure you get your pre-order in. He features a platinum silicone body that we're continuing to will continue to improve on. For the seam lines, we will get that sorted out. It comes with a full fabric jumpsuit. We will loosen up the tailoring on the jumpsuit a little bit. We'll address the seam line down the middle and make it less prominent. So for folks who are curious about that, that's something that we're working on. For the head sculpts, we're going to try and get a more slimmer head sculpt in there. But for now, assume this is the one you guys are going to get, and we'll try and share details on the updated head sculpts as soon as possible. But for now, this is the figure that this is the figure that you guys can expect that you guys are going to get. He comes with a wide variety of hands, as well as a wooden base and a wooden diorama staircase. Both of these wonderful pieces. We've got that authentic wood detailing because it is wood, and you've got a base that's got his name engraved on it as well. So that's a really, really, really neat thing. And once again, I just want to state for the record that these are not based on his appearance in any media, so there are certain details that we can't include. We do know that you guys want it, but unfortunately, because of those licensing restrictions, we can't necessarily do some of those things. So we do ask for your understanding on that. We know, there are certain things, certain characters, certain battle damage details that you guys want to see, but because of the way licensing works out, we can't necessarily include them. So hopefully you understand where we're coming from on this. But yeah, there's a lot of wonderful accessories with this. The 6-scale one comes with the bamboo whip, the nunchaku, the bag for the nunchakus, as well as a wide variety of hands, all of them with, those authentic Bruce Lee gestures there. But yeah, so that's kind of the quick rundown for the 6-scale one. Of course, height-wise, he stands at 10.9 inches tall, 11.7 inches with the base. So in centimeters, that's 27.6 without the base, 29.6 with the base. And once again, this is a platinum silicone body, fully articulate, still very posable, so you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, that's then kind of the quick rundown for Bruce. Oh, one last thing. He does come with a metal skeleton inside the platinum silicone. So there's that as well. So he's going to be able to hold those poses that, you want him to strike. For the 1/12 stuff, yellow jumpsuit, kung fu outfit, both of these scheduled to ship out in Q4 of 2026. That's not too far from now. They're currently both available for pre-order. There is an early bird discount, so if you do pre-order, you're going to be able to get it for a wonderful deal, and I would strongly recommend it. And so these figures stand at 6.1 inches tall, 15.5 centimeters with the base, 6.4 inches, and 16.3 centimeters. And of course, you can see they've got fabric outfits. This yellow jumpsuit one comes with a bamboo whip, comes with a wired nunchaku, as does the 6-scale one. Kung Fu outfit comes with the bow staff, 2 black nunchakus with metal chains. So definitely, you can pick and choose depending on what you guys are looking for in terms of accessories, in terms of the outfit, maybe in terms of articulation as well. Both of them come with 2 head sculpts each. You have your standard default head sculpt as well as expressive head sculpt for the yellow jumpsuit, angry head sculpt for the Kung Fu outfit. You can mix and match as you please. So if you want to do some more, mixing around, you can definitely do that with these figures. They are compatible with each other. And of course, all of these are available worldwide. So be sure to check out your region's version of the INART site so that you can get the most up-to-date information for these figures in terms of getting them where you are from. And so thank you so much for tuning in. This has been the INART Bruce Lee Triple Showcase, where we've taken a look at the 6-scale Bruce Lee yellow jumpsuit, 1/12 INART Action Bruce Lee yellow jumpsuit, and Kung Fu outfit action figures. Hopefully this has been an informative stream for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for taking the time to ask your questions, to give your feedback. We always love hearing from you guys, and it helps us make the best figures possible. And so this has been the first, I guess you could say the second of the streams in this new environment. Hopefully we get those technical issues sorted out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, Saturday or Sunday, no matter where you're from. But in the meantime, that'll be it from us. So thank you so much for stopping by. Stay cool, stay hydrated, take care, and I will see you at the next stream. So that'll be all.